Hey guys, welcome back to the Minutes of Audio podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the new Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak album, Silk Sonic. If you like what we have to say in this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. So anyway, Carl, what did you think about this album?
Um, I was really shocked by just how good it was. Obviously, the singles, all of them were great. And the single that came out right before the album dropped, like "Smoke Out the Window," I thought was fantastic. But I was just shocked by how, even though it's only 9 tracks, if you're counting the intro, so really only 8 songs. The every single song has its place. The album feels so just cohesive. I mean, I love the records, and I've been playing it nonstop throughout the entire week since it dropped.
Yeah, ever since I've listened to it, I've also been listening to it nonstop. Um, a lot of times with albums now, they usually will have their only good songs as the
Hmm.
singles, and this was one of the albums that didn't follow that.
Yeah,
All the songs, really, besides maybe Skate and Fly As Me, wouldn't have been good singles, but everything else. 777 wouldn't have made a good single either, honestly. But the other ones would have.
I mean, I think even those though, I think even if they did release those as singles, I think they would definitely get they still would get mainstream appeal. Um, but I think just even yeah, them just as deeper cuts, the all these songs work so well. And they're all so catchy. I don't know, man. This album is just really pleasant to listen to. I think that's the main appeal of it. It's just fun to listen to every time.
It's fun to listen to, as, but you could also tell how much effort was put into the
Oh yeah.
instrumentals and even the vocals.
They, sometimes with collaboration projects, you can sort of see both artists not really put in 100% because it's not their own stuff, or there's some compromise that kind of ruins the artistic vision of the record. But with this, you could tell both of them were just in lockstep with each other. They were having fun while they were doing it, and it shows on every single song. Um,
Yeah, especially on songs like "Smoking Out the Window," where
mhm.
it just sounds like two friends hanging out and discussing a breakup or issues going on in the relationship, which is not something you really get a lot of people. A lot of people take themselves way too serious when they are making music
Yeah.
nowadays, and they seemed like they were just having fun with it. When I think that's why it just sounds enjoyable,
Hmm.
because you can tell they enjoyed making it.
Yeah, especially even with songs like "Fly As Me" and especially 777. 777, you could tell they were having a blast while recording that one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, I think, I mean, the only really I'd say serious and emotional song on the album, at least that tries to sort of hit home, was what's it? Put a
Put a
smile.
smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song. It is. It's definitely does take itself more
Hmm.
serious, but even when listening to it, it still does sound like it's just friends talking to each other. It doesn't sound like cringe simp shit.
Oh no, I agree. But I do think that it is cause it comes almost like the middle point of the record. So I think it's a really good interjection of a more sort of serious topic to balance out the rest of the upbeat record. So I think that's one thing I really appreciated about. But you're right, it still sounds like a much more natural occurrence.
One part of the album that I don't see too many people talking about is the Thundercat feature on After Last
Hmm.
Night. I feel like Thundercat really makes the song with his additions to it,
Yeah,
and especially Bootsy Collins. He's on some of the songs, but this is like the only song he's a feature on, really.
yeah.
He's not just giving the intro to it.
I mean, yeah, like you said, I was really impressed with the Thundercat feature. I mean, Thundercat, he everything he touches kind of just turns to gold. I always love his music, and especially his bass. You notice it from a mile away. I wasn't looking at the track list when I was playing it, but right away I knew it was him. And in the intro as well, you had his vocals in the opening too. So Yeah, he really, I don't know if I would say he made the track, but he definitely like enhanced it a lot. I think like another, and obviously like the song's been played to death on the radio, um, but I think it does still deserve a mention. Leave the Door Open, as like the real opening track for the album. Uh, even it's funny, even though I've heard it on the radio so much, even though I've heard the song to death, really, uh, it still feels like, I don't know, like even to this day, it still feels like such a great song. And even though I wouldn't say it's
And
my favorite on the album, like I think as an opening track, it really sets the tone for the record.
I agree, and I really like the way that the majority of the song is Bruno
Mm-hmm.
Mars. Because when Anderson .Paak does come in, it makes it sound so much complete, especially in the first verse.
Yeah.
His voice adds a lot to the song.
It's interesting too, cause and I don't know like if this was just something that like if this is just something like I noticed but isn't actually the case, or if this actually is the case, but it feels like there's a lot of songs on here where Anderson .Paak will like handle a majority of the verses, and Bruno Mars will be like the main guy for the chorus. Um,
I feel like it's pretty even spread out through the album. Like I don't think there's one song that one of them
well,
dominates.
Fly As Me, Pac dominates. That's the one that like I explicitly know. I think he has both verses for Fly As Me. I mean, like I kind of like it, because I think that Bruno altogether is probably a better singer than Pac. He just seems
Ooh, I disagree.
really. I think
Well, okay,
when
I guess he
when it comes
has.
to like
Sorry,
choruses, I think like and like hitting those high notes and having a more like diverse singing voice. I think Pac
he's a
though.
better technical singer,
Yeah.
but I like Anderson .Paak's voice better.
Oh no, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Which is why I kind of which is why I think Bruno works so well on the choruses. Because during the verses, Pac can kind of be more like more versatile. While in the choruses, Bruno can come in with his more traditional singing voice and really like hammer it home.
Yeah, another part of "Fly As Me" that I really enjoyed was Anderson .Paak's rapping on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was he didn't rap too much on this album, so it felt like he saved it for this song, which I thought was nice.
And he was funny with some of the lyrics too. Like I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but like he's really creative with some of his wordplay and like some of the sort of visuals he tries to delve into. I think he's really underrated as a lyricist. Like, I don't know. I mean, the lyrics throughout this entire album are fun and good, but specifically on like some of his verses on that track, I thought were standout.
That song definitely shows how great of a lyricist is, as well as "Smoking Out the Window."
Yeah. Mm.
Especially Bruno Mars, like got our badass kids running around my whole crib like it's Chuck
Yeah,
E. Cheese.
that's another
Like,
one where it's really like it shows their comedic talent too.
and just the verses, like this bitch got me paying her rent. It's it's funny in the way it's delivered.
Yeah, and like yeah, like there's that entire track like it balances comedy and also kind of like being serious in such a fun way. Um, because there's also that line I think in like the bridge where Pac is says like, "Oh yeah, I wish you the best, but I also hope your trifling ass stays like barefoot in these streets."
Oh yeah, that's in the interlude.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I hope your trifling ass is walking around barefoot in these streets.
Like it's just such a perfect combination.
And it's nice because you can tell that they're bitter about it,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't sound hateful still.
Yeah.
It sounds human, not like I fucking hate this bitch, which a lot of times songs like this come across as.
Yeah, like a lot of artists I feel like kind of walk that like they walk the fine line of being like actually misogynist and just sort of, like shooting out lyrics for fun like cuz a lot of artists do kind of like stumble into you're just kind of like blatantly being like on some incel shit, but they executed it really well to where it didn't sound like that at all and it just kind of sounded fun.
Yeah. for sure.
Um,
Um, but I think the track listing the way it was perfect,
yeah.
especially with "Put on a Smile" coming after "Smoking Out the Window."
Mm-hmm.
It was a nice contrast because it goes from a funny, sad song to just a straight sad song,
Yeah.
and it kind of lets you in that most of it's kind of a front
Mm-hmm.
because how he's saying he's putting on an act most of the time in front of people
Yeah.
to fulfill his movie star role that he thinks he's in. Direct quote.
And I think it's also really good too, cause like you move from that one track where it's sort of talking about like, getting with or trying to get with, or like breaking up with, or is it breaking up with? We can cut this out.
In Put on a Smile.
No, with smoking out the window, it's like it's a girl like hoeing around, so then you'd break up with her basically, right?
From what I got it was a gold digger
Mm-hmm.
cheating on him.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, okay, I'll continue from that. Um, but yeah, I mean,
But I mean, I might be wrong
well,
too.
either way, we'll work off the assumption. Um, but yeah, like I really like how you have initially in smoking out the window, you have like this gold digger, or this really like unfaithful woman who cheats on you and is unfaithful. So like you have stresses about this or whatever. And then on put on a smile with me, or put on a smile, it's more like focused on the the women that you actually like want to have. Um, but another song that initially this was, I think even now like this may be my least favorite song. Um, but initially I actually didn't care for it at all. But 777, I like had a complete turn on this song because it's still my least favorite, but like it's just, again, it's like a really upbeat, really like fun song that you have that like guitar as well, and like the bass in it is just fat as hell, just like Fly As Me.
And funky as fuck.
Yeah, it's a really funky track.
What I liked about it is that the entire album is building up to like I'm this pimp but I'm still soft,
Mhm.
and this song is just I'm straight up pimp, fuck everybody else.
Yeah, like to almost like to an extreme level. I'm gonna buy Las Vegas after this role.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I can see like this song playing like in casino commercials. Like I feel almost like
Oh, for sure.
that's why they made it. They're like, yeah, this is gonna be a big one. But I mean, still, it's a really fun track. And what do you think
Um,
about Skate?
I, I'm not a fan. Okay, I like it, but I just find the skate thing in the chorus extremely annoying.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I just that's one of the tracks. Maybe it will grow on me
Mm-hmm.
the more I listen to it, but it's not bad. But it's just a lower point of the album. But that's like every song's a 9. That's like an
Mm-hmm.
8.5 type low point.
I
What did you
I
think of it?
think for me it might have been the catchiest. Uh, I just love the rhythm of it. I love the guitar in the background. It's just a really groovy track that I mean like the entire album, it's has a nice energy and vibe to it. Like it makes you want to bounce around. And I mean, yeah, like I didn't have that same problem with like the skate during the hook. And yeah, I think I loved the track just like I loved every other track on it. I just thought that was really catchy, short, sweet. And I thought it was like a really good sort of high point before you get into, the last track, Blast Off, which I thought was a great closer. I don't know what you thought about it, but
It is it is a great closer. It it feels like the combination of everything they were working towards in this
mm-hmm.
record put into one song. It yeah, it's definitely a great high note for them to end it off as. And I also like how on replays, if you just loop the album, it kind of sounds like Bootsy Collins is talking. Like it sounds like a loop of Bootsy Collins.
I agree because I did that a few times where you go to blast off and like right after that's the intro, and it does just feel like so natural that you don't even really notice it's the intro anymore. And then you're like, oh shit, wait, no, this is the actual like intro of the record. I don't know if that was on purpose, but like, yeah, I'm glad you noticed that too.
I think it was. I think this entire album, everything seemed strategically like it seems like they actually put a lot of thought into track list on
Oh
this.
yeah, they put on everything. It seems like.
But earlier you were saying how Skate you found was the catchiest
Mm-hmm.
song, which I found I think that's in my opinion that's the least catchy
Really.
song. I don't know, like that's the one that hasn't been stuck in my head at all really.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking out the window is obviously the this bitch got me pain. That's just been that plays in my head like I don't know why on loop.
I mean, I can't. The thing is, like, I feel like you could say almost any song on this album, and I'd be like, yeah, I can't disagree, because they're all just so like. I mean, I feel like there's every song is so catchy to where like literally any song on this album could be like stuck in your head at any point. So yeah, I mean, I can't even disagree with that, because like I've had that point too, where like I'll just be like, especially like, in the middle of class, I'll just be thinking,
So what were your what would you say your favorite three songs are?
okay, I guess my three would probably be, smoking out the window, fly as me, then probably skate.
But if I had to choose a three, and no, I'll give it an order actually.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking out the window, put on a smile, and then 777. I feel like that's those right after last night when those three songs happened. I knew this album was gonna be perfect because it
Yeah,
not perfect but close to it. 'Cause it just showed no signs of slowing down at any point
yeah.
in the album.
No,
It just kept on increasing.
I can understand that, and like I assume that like neither of us have any real like tracks that we dislike. Like we may have least
Um,
favorite tracks, but like none that we actually dislike.
yeah. So what would you say your three least favorite tracks are?
Oh shit. I mean, I don't even honestly, God, I don't even think I would choose. Like I don't think I would have any least favorite.
If you had to choose one least favorite song on the album, what would you choose? Gun to your head.
Uh,
It's Bruno
probably.
Mars holding the gun too. So don't
What's
say a song
Anderson
that he's
Paak doing?
mainly in.
Oh fuck. Probably 777. And
Ooh.
again, like I still love that song, but it'd probably be like my least favorite just by a little bit.
If I had
What
to
about
choose a
you?
least favorite, I would choose Fly As Me.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely grown on me a lot more. First time I listened to it, I was like, this is a low point. Now I'm starting to come around to it a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the verses by Pac on it.
Yeah,
I just am not a fan of the chorus. I mean,
that's
again,
understandable.
maybe it'll grow on me because this is a album that some parts of it has to grow on you, especially because I'm not someone who really listens to this type of music, even though I
Yeah,
probably should.
same.
So, what would you rate the album?
I give it a solid 9.25.
Hmm. I give it
Yourself?
a 9.5.
Ooh. So that'd be like an. I think that would round up if we're doing like the rounding thing. That'd round up to a 9.5.
Yeah.
As like a total score.
So, 9.5 is the group score. Yeah, if you haven't listened to this album, I definitely recommend listening to it.
You have
It's only
to.
30 minutes.
Well, you just do it
And
on a car ride. Like, you have to listen to the album.
that's another thing, though, that I saw a lot of people complaining about for this.
Mm-hmm.
They're complaining about the length of the album, which I don't think's a valid complaint, honestly. But
Mm-hmm.
I also only found out about this last week or 2 weeks ago, and everyone else has been waiting for it since like March fucking 15th.
I mean,
So if I put myself in their shoes, I could see being annoyed by it, but I don't. A lot of people I see criticizing it over that.
I mean, I think the only thing, like, if there was any, like, real filler tracks, I'd be disappointed. But the fact that every single song is so great, I think that kind of negates the critique a little bit. Because it's like, okay, it's only 30 minutes, but it's like a fantastic 30 minutes. So, I mean,
And
yeah.
plus, wouldn't you rather have just 30 minutes of straight bangers than 45 minutes of a 45-minute album with 9 good songs and then like 5 subpar songs.
Exactly.
They made the
Exactly.
right choice making. And plus,
Mhm.
I don't know. I think longer albums have overstayed its welcome in general.
It depends, but yeah, I could see what you mean. So yeah, I think that's the review. Again, if you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And our next review should be on the album Cake Pop. So stay tuned for that one if you want to watch that review. And yeah, that's it. Have a good day.
Goodbye.